crazy stuff people write. It's just crazy. Why would he have an operation on his spine? Did he have a spinal injury? Was he in an accident that hurt his spine? Copy. What's our flight? What, we still got about an hour? Only about 30 minutes on scene. We can finish the show, but I don't know if we're going to go long. Yeah. Yes. No, we. Oh, that one. Yeah. You know what? I'll let. Okay. We'll see if Vinny can get that working. We got about 30 on scene. 30? Less than 30 on scene. Less than 30 on scene. There should be a, in the tools, the same place where you found that, there should be a magnifying glass somewhere in there. They want you to zoom into the car. It's basically like the digital zoom. It works the same way. There you go. Wow. It's a Genesis. I believe so, yeah. Hyundai Genesis. Copy all. Hyundai, yeah. Just, I'll talk real quick about that, and you can go wide. That's right, Vinny finding some more of those high-tech tools up here in Skyfox, and you can actually see how close this is the windscreen, and this is part of what we were talking about earlier on. LA County Fire talking about how they were cutting this person, Tiger Woods, out of that car. You can clearly see there really is no cutting involved in this. They did cut that windscreen out, but they weren't actually cutting any metal to get Tiger Woods out. You can actually see some of those investigators right there, and then you get a quick close-up of that actual golf bag, which to me is just it's just one of those shots you just don't ever want to see. I'm going to go a little bit wider, kind of show you where this is on the hillside up here. It is like we've been talking about. This is off of Hawthorne Boulevard, and you can see that line actually right there is part of the mapping that we have here in Skyfox, and it was basically we were mapping or trying to figure out the distance that car had traveled from the time of the accident to that location right there. Came up with about 476 feet, so it's 475 feet of travel from the time that we believe that vehicle lost control to where it wound up here on that hillside. You just staying tight on the car there, you can see that the sides of the vehicle not really damaged, the doors, the roof, so that vehicle never actually rolled in the traditional sense where we see most of the accidents, where it kind of rolls from it damaging the roof and the sides of the vehicle. This one actually tumbled. Would be the correct verbiage, from the front of the vehicle to the back of the vehicle to the front of the vehicle. I don't know how many times it did before it ended up here, but it gives you an idea of the violence or how much of force this vehicle underwent when it was crashing. These guys right there, they've got those tape measures out. We spoke about this earlier on. They do a lot of these measurements because there's programs that they input in, and then crash investigators, and they can get a really good idea how these accidents happen. They can put in the weight of the vehicle and all these variables, and then that's how a lot of these crash investigators work the scenes nowadays. They actually can just mathematically figure out from where it started to where it ended and all these pieces of the car. This is how they basically recreate this crash. Again, though, Tiger Woods sadly right now in the hospital. Hopefully he's going to be okay. We're talking about him being in surgery this quick. It just makes it, that kind of shows that whatever injury he had, it isn't something that they're putting off. So that must be very serious. We're hearing it's a leg injury. Again, not confirmed by our desk, but this is just the information that we're getting. So very, very tragic accident this morning. Happened around 7 a.m. as we understand it. And again, in the Rolling Hills Estates area out here in the Ranchos Palos Verdes area. This investigation is going to be going on for some time. And of course, Hawthorne Boulevard, a major throughway out here, is going to be closed basically from Silver Spur to Palos Verdes Boulevard. Marla? You can shut the map off, then it'll go back to normal. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. I was watching the preview. Hey, assignment desk. Are we going to go long on this, or are we just going to be off the air at 1? And then the next question is going to be, can we go to UCLA Harbor? I'm sure that's what's coming next. That's the reason why I'm asking now. He's not dead. Double tap on the ruler, the actual icon. It should go away. You know? All right. There you go. Or that little back arrow. It's been a while since I've been back there, but there's a little back arrow. Assignment desk, the sooner you give us some directions, the sooner we can execute those directions and also give you information on what we can do. seeing how I think we're the only helicopter here now. Maybe they could get CBS in early, and then, so we could have a backup too. You know what I mean? So. Show their concern, not their respect. The guy didn't pass away. Just keeping an eye on that car down there, what those investigators are doing. They're basically mapping out the travel of this vehicle that came to rest out here. Tiger Woods was in that earlier this morning. Clearly, you know, we're not saying it in any kind of bad way, but that vehicle must have been moving very, very quickly. And you can see that the roadway right there, those are the southbound lanes of the of travel. So this is going to be uphill, and it actually was going downhill, and it came across that center median and then wound up onto that hillside up there. You can see some of the investigators, some damage to that tree. That's something new also. I don't think that we've seen that earlier on. That kind of shows where some of those parts wound up. The high speeds, you know, it appears that that may have been part of that accident out here. That vehicle traveling downhill, down Hawthorne Boulevard from the Silver Spur intersection, and then lost control over here right by Black Horse, and that's where the tumbling started. And you can see some of that debris field as that vehicle crossed over onto oncoming lanes. Thank goodness there was no other vehicles involved. Coming to a rest up here on this hillside, and you can see also just from what we can see from that car, the way that damage is. It's from the hood to the trunk. That car tumbled. It didn't actually roll. It tumbled as it made its way up here onto that hillside, coming to a rest. LA County firefighters arrived out here, probably along with the sheriff's department, finding that crash and then taking out and then discovering that the driver of that vehicle was Tiger Woods. They basically cut that windshield open to get that driver out. All the airbags are basically had deployed, and also you can see that golf bag there, and the vehicle clearly badged as a Genesis vehicle. So basically maybe the tournament car, probably a loaner from the tournament that's going on out here. Also, we know that he's at we believe that he's at UCLA Medical right now, and maybe in surgery, but the investigators from the sheriff's department, the deputies out here, they're going to be very, very careful, making sure that they get all the information they can from this crash scene, and then hopefully they'll be talking to Tiger Woods and get some information on how this crash happened. Early on, you've been reported it that they're not saying alcohol was involved, so hopefully this was just an unfortunate turn of events, and that in the end, the Tiger Woods will recover fully. But right now, it's still very much a crash investigation. Bobby? Right. Oh. Close the widgets. They're moving the golf clubs. Yeah, you know. Well, he is. He's one of the greatest of all times for sure. Maybe Stu said that earlier on. Maybe that's how it all started. Cool. What was that? Oh, he's rebooting the mapping system. Sorry, Pete. All right. But you're not. Are you going to still be able to use the zoom? I mean, the map might not work, but the zoom might work. Yeah. Send it down. This is the last shot of the guy picking up his stuff. I think that's what they're looking for. Copy. Sorry.